everyone. Welcome to a very special episode of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling here on SRB TV. I am Kristen, as always joined by Nick Slade, Mo Brothers.
Hello.
And for this one, for the second time in our show's run, my brother. So we're doing a very special one. We're not reacting to it in our recording room as we usually do if we are in person. No, we're actually going to a live. We're like roughly 20 to 30 minutes away from where it's being held. We all got our tickets earlier than usual, so we're all set there. We're just going to talk quickly about the pre-show. In this pre-show, we're going to talk about it, but we are going there live. You're going to see our actual live reactions for the most part.
You're going to see a vlog version of pretty much everything of getting there and even seeing some of the stuff that happens.
Mm-hmm. So as soon as we're done recording this, we're going to head right over. So we're going to start with the buy-in matches. We have 3, because they added a third one on Rampage Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with the one they added, which is the House of Black versus 2/3 of Death Triangle and a returning Eric Redbeard.
Yay.
So basically, this is the continuing feud between House of Black and Death Triangle.
Death Square.
Death
Square, yeah, now that we added
Death Square, pretty much, and I guess we're still holding on for it. Ray's still recovering. Ray's still recovering from the injury from a couple months ago. So for now we're just delaying it a little bit further, and we're now here now with a third member of the House of Black being a Buddy Matthews, formerly Buddy Murphy, which has been amazing. So yeah, we're just going to go into it. I choose House of Black winning. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're not going to get really a resolution to this until Ray
I think, when Ray comes back is when we're going to get a full-on, solve all of this, to put it that way.
Yes. Nick?
Yeah, I'm also going to go with House of Black.
Mm-hmm. Mo?
I see that happening. I see the House of Black winning, but I don't see it being Redbeard being the one who's taken out.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the others, not Redbeard, yeah. I think Redbeard's going to be more of they're going to be distracting or take him out first as soon as possible, or at least get him out of the way so then they can take care of the rest somehow.
Next up, we have legit Layla Hersch versus Chris Statlander. Chris, take it away. You watch Dark and Dark Elevation. You're the only one in this room that watches Dark and Dark Elevation.
Yeah, well, like I said, they've been having a few pretty much where it's it started off to where they were teaming up, but then it's she was so dedicated, the Chris Statlander was so dedicated to best friends, you're not focused on our other match with against them and stuff like that, and that's how the feud started. It's just because she's not paying attention to the main goal, what they had to do and things like that, and that's when things got out of control. That's what it was overall.
Then we got that amazing line about Chris saying, "No wonder your parents are made."
Oh yeah, no wonder your parents. Yeah, she literally said that. Yeah, in a promo pretty much.
Because Layla Hersch was adopted.
That's why it's no wonder your parents gave you up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah, it's been boiling up to this point.
It's been boiling up back and forth.
Statlander's a face, right?
Yeah, she's
the face in this, while Hersch is definitely a heel. Because there was that amazing chair shot she did that was really good. This one's actually the only one of the 3 buy-in matches where I'm I could go either way.
It depends on if they're gonna stretch this anymore or not.
Because I feel like it should be because I'm gonna pick Layla Hersch because it feels like we've all talked about the AEW Women's Division. I feel like building up another person like Layla Hersch.
Because Chris Statlander is already up there, prominent and stuff like that. Maybe this is their way of pushing her even to bigger things.
So I'm gonna go with Layla Hersch on this. It's probably gonna be Statlander, but I'm gonna go with Hersch. Thoughts?
I agree with Hersch.
Hersch?
Yeah.
Mo?
Yeah. I'm going with Statlander, even if she did say that someone left abandoned on the side of the road. You know what? She didn't say that Layla should have died in the womb, so.
You know what? I'll give them that.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going to take a few seconds. So we got Hook versus QT Marshall. Basically, the thing is, Marshall feels like Hook's been showing no respect to any of his opponents, including members of the Nightmare Factory.
Especially who's in his school.
Where Hook came from.
Yeah.
And it's just built up to this point. It's Hook.
Send Hook.
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 Yeah.
Hook. Send Hook. There you go.
There you go.
Marshall.
That's someone that has a shirt there.
It's just a jobber.
That's somebody who does have a shirt there.
But you know what? He understands that, and I think he's just enjoying the ride.
There you go, Kristen. They have
Okay.
hook shirt. They do have hook shirt there.
I don't want a hook shirt.
You don't want the said hook shirt?
I don't want to sit hook shirt. I already let's move
Yeah,
on.
let's move on.
We got a 6-man trios tag match as the A.H.F.O, which in this case is Matt Hardy, Andrade
What does the
Elo,
A stand for?
Andrade.
Oh, so they both control it now.
Yeah, he has. I think one that has more power. Yeah, he has more. He gave a little bit more power to Andrade, but still, it's like they kind of share.
In which this case, it's Matt, Andrade, and Isaiah Cassie taking on TNT champion Sammy Guevarra, Darby Allin, and the man known as
Icon
Sting.
Yeah.
So basically, this has been going on for fucking ever.
Yeah. It's been building up. It's really,
with the AHFO, with the stuff between Darby, Sting, and Sammy against those guys. This is all. This feels like this is the crescendo to this. This is the last straw for Matt, and we're eventually going to get Jeff showing up, and we're going to get the Hardy Boys thing again.
Yeah, because even right now they've been showing Matt. You know, was Matt and Isaiah pretty much? You know, kind of bumping.
And you know what's funny? They could use the Hardy Boys theme, the original Hardy Boys theme, because it's public domain.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah, so they could come out to, you know, that original.
Exactly. But it's like they've been building that up though with Matt, you know, bumping heads with Isaiah, and then when he had the win, pretty much, and Andrade was there to kind of salute him as if, you know, Isaiah's, you know, found a new mentor in a way.
Yeah, Andre's had some funny moments where he thinks like Sting is Darby's father.
Yeah. I need to talk to your dad. It's just like, really?
Obviously, I'm going to go with Team Icon.
Team
Yes.
Icon. When is Jeff's no compete clause over?
As of this Wednesday.
Oh, so he won't be debuting tonight.
No,
he might be debuting on Dynamite this Wednesday.
Well, Wednesday is the last day, and then after it's like
Then probably
So either Rampage or something the following week.
Rampage or the following.
Then yeah, I see Team Icon winning, and tonight could be when
He breaks, as it were.
Yeah, he breaks or gets.
They all turn on Matt, just make it Andrade.
AFO.
Yeah, something.
AFO, and then we're all thinking about that 90s, that early 2000s pop group AFO.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I think of at the anime convention, Anime Festival. Orlando.
Most
That
of
too.
us went with that in our
To
heads.
be fair, I heard that song a lot growing up.
That's
Okay.
why. That's why. So you guys have that. That's what we have.
We're all in agreement here, Team Icon.
Team Icon.
Yeah, Team Icon.
I guess.
I guess.
The next
No.
up, we have the Face of the Revolution ladder match. Winner receives a
Yes.
title match at TBS Championship, which for some reason, this is hilarious, Scorpio Sky didn't have to compete for. In
just
some
put him in.
weird way, Tony Khan bargained with Dan Lambert, agreed to have Ethan Page in a qualifying match, while at the same time letting Scorpio Sky get a title shot this coming Wednesday at Dynamite.
Because he already won the previous one.
Yeah. So in this one, we got Orange Cassidy, we got Ricky Starks, we got Powerhouse Hobbs, we got Christian Cage, one of the pioneers of the ladder match. Pretty much, we got the War Dog himself, Wardlow, and of course,
Wardlow,
The one and only.
and the Limitless, returning. Apparently, lost 40 pounds according to what Justin Roberts said. Keith Lee.
Yes.
Because remember, he said like on his debut, he said 382, and then he said 342 on Rampage. So I'm like, good for him. So yeah, basically,
he is limitless.
this one is a bit full one to say because it really depends. Because whoever wins this is more than likely gonna take the title off of Sammy. I mean, that's the biggest clarification. You got in one hand. Let's look at the main ones that are probably gonna win. So you got it's either definitely gonna be Wardlow or Keith Lee. Because you gotta look at Wardlow, he's really close to leaving the Pinnacle right now. Like, MJF made it cool for him to keep the TNT title should he win it.
But no, he said it'd be cool because he doesn't think he is gonna win it.
Yes, but like that could further things into Wardlow getting an AEW contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of just being signed to MJF.
Oh yeah, if he wins the ladder match and wins the TNT title, he has a contract.
But then on the other side of things, you got a debuting Keith Lee, who's only had 2 matches since showing up.
Yeah.
He is already like one of their biggest stars already.
And
Just
right now,
like
the only
showing
people,
up.
right now, the people that he's been bumping heads with right now has been Team Taz.
Yes, which that's what a lot of people are speculating this may lead to Keith Lee's first feud in AEW being against Team Taz.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, we all want to see Keith Lee versus Powerhouse Hobbs. That's gonna be a fucking dynamite match.
That's what would Vince say? You know, You know, yeah.
So in this case, I'm gonna go with Wardlow. It feels like this is a continuation of his story of MJF, and win or lose, this is gonna be a time where everybody's gonna be fucking ecstatic when Wardlow finally turns on the pinnacle.
Especially after what just happened with MJF, after what MJF did to CM Punk, and he comes over and he literally bitch slapped Wardlow and stuff like that and walked away. So it's like, this is really building
I
up
guess we'll
even
talk about it
more.
when we get to it. Yeah, even like this is exact same storyline as Batista 2005 with Evolution.
Yeah. So where are you going with? So you will go with?
Oh, it's hard.
It's difficult.
Personally,
it really is, depending on where they want to go with the story.
Oh, I love a lot of these guys in this match. I love Christian, I love Orange Cassidy. But I think it's going to be Wardlow. Because I think it's too soon for Keith Lee to go after a belt.
Yeah.
I think he's going to feud with Team Taz, which seems to be kind of a regular. Bring in a guy have a feud with Team Taz.
Yeah, because I think that like Team Taz, in this, they're going to be going really right after Keith Lee, pretty much, and try to keep him down and do whatever it takes and stuff like that.
Okay,
Also,
Chris.
I say Wardlow as well, because it's pushing his story, finally pushing his story forward, to what everybody wants, which is MJF versus Wardlow.
Okay.
Wardlow.
And then Mo.
I mean, I could go with Wardlow, but I'm gonna just go with the underdog, Orange Cassidy. The random,
Okay.
the random that's been put in there essentially.
Yeah, I mean, we could not be surprised if Danhausen shows up during this match to curse all the other composers.
I know, right?
Next up, we got Eddie Kingston versus Chris. Oh my God, he got so much fitter than he was before.
Oh yeah, much
Jericho.
better.
Like, dude, have you seen that before? That's fucking dude, Jack now again.
Yeah, apparently he had a health scare.
It was a health scare, and even they said it wasn't COVID related, but they said it was a health scare. But he's actually looking much better though. I got to
So this
much
one's been
better.
going for a while because Eddie Kingston's been out on injury. Basically, it's been this thing between Jericho and Santana Ortiz where they feel like they have not gotten the cred they wanted. Anytime a problem shows up for Jericho, they have his back. But when they need his help, Jericho's not really there. And it's been going back and forth between Inner Circle. As of right now, Inner Circle's pretty much dissolved. As of right now,
Technically, no.
they haven't really clarified, but
They fist bumped last time they saw each other.
that could be a...
Yeah, right. As of right now, that's more of just like they're okay for now. That's
And one of the issues they ran into, that's where they started arguments, was that Kingston would have Santana Ortiz's back, even though Jericho would show up to help him as well.
Yeah.
And that's where it's been started. And like I said, they've had this stretch out because Kingston's been out on injury, but now he's back. Yeah, they had a really good promo a couple weeks ago. Same one that gave us that amazing MJF promo. And now we're here. And now apparently, if Kingston wins, Jericho will show him respect by shaking his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the full on respect.
Yes.
But if he loses,
yeah.
Yeah, that we all know that. Yes.
But I say Kingston. Kingston, I think he needs that definitive win right now.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a definitive win in quite a while.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, right now it's just been pretty much he just wants to fight. It's like fight whoever he wants to take on, and then this is something where it can really push him towards something.
Okay.
as much as I love my guy Chris Jericho, Eddie needs to win more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if they want to push him in title contention again.
Yeah, it's one of those legends trying to push one of the future people to really stand out.
Chris Kingston.
Kingston, I say Kingston.
Mo.
I go with the New Yorker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston.
Next up, we got John Moxley taking on Bryan Danielson.
Yes!
The match we were reportedly supposed to get for Full Gear for the finals of the Eliminator Tournament.
Yeah.
But, of course, we already know why we didn't get that. But leading into this, Bryan pretty much wants to start a group with Moxley of up-and-coming wrestlers. The likes of Daniel Garcia, of Ricky Starks.
He wants to transform AEW into his vision.
Yeah, in a way, that's what he wants to do.
And
we already saw that.
Moxley says, I don't make agreements with anybody I haven't shared blood with.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's where we're at now, pretty much. This is to see if Moxley will help Danielson create this new group of young talent.
And Moxley, Danielson doesn't necessarily win. He just has to impress Moxley enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's about it. I mean, I mean, the way Danielson's been going at it, he's been taking out each type of person that he
I'm
wants to
getting
recruit.
old school heel Bryan Danielson.
Oh, yeah.
American Dragon.
And of course, the other big thing is Moxley. According to Moxley, I haven't done my research. Moxley's never actually beaten Danielson in a singles match.
Ever. Yeah.
They
So,
have wrestled
like-
before, but not. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the goal here as well, is that Moxley will not only get his win, but there's a small chance at the same time that Danielson will get what he wants, which is to start this young group, which I think is
That's
the...
Ring of Honor Hall of Famer Bryan Danielson.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna go with Moxley on this. I love my boy Danielson. Y'all know I love my boy Danielson.
Dang, you didn't get that American Dragon shirt.
Oh.
But I feel like this is Moxley's win. This is his first feud coming back post rehab. I feel like this is a great stepping stone to get him back on track for whatever future plans they may have for him. And Danielson can easily take the loss. It's fine.
Oh yeah, he could take that loss.
Yeah,
Either one of them.
Much I love both these guys. I am going Moxley.
Yeah, Moxley here as well.
Mo?
I guess we're all in agreement that
Moxley.
Moxley's gonna tear apart Bryan Danielson.
You almost said Daniel Bryan, didn't you?
No,
Sometimes I have to remind myself that too. I'm like, wait. Yeah, okay.
Daniel Bryan Danielson.
Okay, so next up we have the dog collar match of CM Punk versus MJF. Easily the most story-driven match of this entire card.
Ring of Honor Hall of Famer CM Punk.
Ring of Honor Hall of Famer CM Punk. And probably future Ring of Honor Hall of Famer MJF. Hey, they Khan owns them, that could happen. But basically, wow, where do we go? We go all the way back to like last MJF feud. Punk shows up, shakes him, denies him.
Yep.
And then we go on from there
It was a
with
slow build
amazing promos, amazing feuds, a really entertaining match overall with MJF claiming he's officially beaten Punk twice now
Yeah. And the same night.
on the same night. And now we're here. The newest thing they added to this was, of course, they finally added in the story of the iconic picture between MJF and Punk,
And that's
where he pulled a Street Fighter Bison line.
Yeah.
For you, it was an amazing moment. For me, it was just another Friday.
Yeah. And one of the best promos from MGF ever at this point right now.
Only for him next week
Oh, you mean
to
when the boy cried wolf?
Oh yeah, he did.
Only for-
he sold it beautifully.
only for next
Also,
week to
like,
kick him in the nuts.
Did anyone actually believe MGF?
Here's the thing. This is what I'm going on. I think I've explained to my brother
Yeah,
about
he
this. I think MJF was telling the truth. That's the thing.
This was the
But
whole-
MJF, the thing is, MJF didn't want a hug. He wants his head.
Yeah.
What MJF said, his emotions, that was real. What he did last Wednesday on Dynamite, that was real too.
It's like-
and the hug wasn't real because, like we said, he doesn't want a hug. He wants his head for what he put himself, MJF, through. What he put the fans through. He wants his head. That's why he beat the shit out of him, and he even gave him that line from Ring of Honor when Punk turned heel about the whole what was it about the devil? Like, be careful, like having the devil close or something like that.
Yeah, like
He gave him that line.
Yeah.
That's what. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was a boy who cried wolf situation. I think it was this has been MJF's plan.
This is when he did that promo. It's like this is MJF. Like this is like a fanboy MJF pulling out his heart and his soul of like what it took him to get where he's at.
The promo last Wednesday was just to re-clarify this man is still a heel.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because it's like he came out and it's like this man is still gonna willing to do whatever it takes to knock him
Even
out.
if he was telling the truth, CM Punk still shouldn't have made himself.
Well, that was great. Did you see the short promo on Rampage from Punk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where he's covered in blood and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna fucking get it now." Basically,
You want the devil? You don't want PG Punk. It's like, oh, you're definitely getting me.
I think Punk's gonna win this.
Well,
Yeah, I think
Punk needs to win this.
I feel like after all of this, he needs to do the "I'm sorry, I love you" Shawn Michaels to Ric Flair,
Yeah.
except with a GTS instead.
Yeah.
But except with the live, he'll just say "I'm sorry" and clock him out. But yeah, this feels like the end of this feud. The next few MJF is obviously against Wardlow.
Now, are we expecting Wardlow to come out to do his usual help him out situation?
Well, we'll have to see on that. It depends on where they put this match and the ladder match.
Yeah, I think that's where. I think that at this point it depends, because if depending on where the matches are going to line up, it's going to kind of tell us where the story's going to go for Wardlow in a way.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Punk. Let me get you guys' thoughts on this.
CM Punk.
You're gonna go with Punk? Any other thoughts on that, or?
No,
Well, what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, CM Punk.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. CM Punk as well here. It's just finally. It's like this needs to finally come to an end.
Because if anything, if this is if we're gonna say Wardlow's face turn for tonight, it's a smart move. They saved it for tonight.
Yeah,
Like I can easily see him think about helping MJF and then just turn
well, not
around.
even
And
that. He's about to give him the ring. No, when he's just about to give him the ring, but then it's like no. Yeah, exactly. Either it's a no, or it's like he's gonna drop it. Like nope, it's outside of the ring.
But if I was Tony Khan and had enough money to make a duplicate, I'd have Wardlow toss into the fucking crowd.
Yeah.
I got it.
No, you want it?
$5,000. But no, okay. So Punk. Next up we got Jade Cargill versus Tay Conti for the TBS title. God damn, he's freaking what do we call it, Chris?
The hose.
Yes, because that's what it looks like. It says.
Yeah, if you look at it, that's what it looks like. It looks like. If you look at this on TBS, if you look at it, it's like it looks like it says.
So basically, Jade needs an opponent for the challenge for the TBS title, and that's really it.
Tay Conti's a legitimate challenger. Who actually beat
I mean, it's gonna be a good match.
I think it's gonna be a good, solid match. But again, I think Jade's gonna take this win, and I think because even Chris and I brought up going, if anything, she may lose it at Double or Nothing.
That's the earliest I think she's gonna lose is Double or Nothing. Jade is gonna lose.
I'm still rooting for Tay Conti.
No,
of course.
if she wins it tonight,
that'll be awesome.
I'll be shocked, but I'll be happy for her because Tay Conti's one of the ones in AEW who's easily, I would say, up there with have done amazingly better here than in the Fed.
Yeah,
as people have called it apparently online.
Yeah, she pretty much has grown exponentially.
It's called the Fed because it used to be World Wrestling Federation. That just names.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got that.
Yeah, but she's grown. She's grown. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jade just because this will be her 30th one, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the big 30 for her. Yeah.
3-0. Nick said Ty.
I'm gonna say Ty.
Mo?
I'm saying Jade.
Cool.
A 50-50 split. All right.
There we go. Next up, we got. Let's be honest. This match is more of. It's not about the champions. It's more about the other two teams in this, and that is for the AEW Tag Team Championships. As Jurassic Express, they were called that. I am saying that they were called that recently on Dynamite. Excalibur called them that. Taking on.
Why would they not be Jurassic Express?
Marcos went elsewhere.
Yeah, he went elsewhere.
He was never an important member. He was just a sidekick.
His name was literally in the graphics.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Okay, fine. Continuing on. Defending against Young Bucks and Red Dragon. Like I said, the main plot isn't even about Jurassic Express. It's about Red Dragon, Young Bucks.
Yeah.
As Cole is trying his hardest to get them to be on the same page for like a super elite faction while Kenny is still away on injury. So like,
which I think they're gonna do slow burn until Kenny's back, and then they'll have.
Apparently, according to Tony Khan, he wants to wait for Kane to come back to even consider like bringing out the trios titles.
Yeah.
Because everybody's been teasing it. Even when the Super Click came back, even on the Bucks' Twitter page were like, "Just give us the trios belts."
But anyways, I think this is gonna be a bell turbo match. Yeah, but that's all this is. It's to see if they can get on the same page, but at the same time, see who can win.
Yeah.
I think Jurassic Express is going to retain this story. They're only a small chapter in this story with the Elite going on right now, and they're going to move on to hopefully whoever else takes it from them. I don't think either of these teams are going to win the tag titles. I think Jurassic Express is going to retain.
I could see that happening. Like if Red Dragon and Young Bucks can't stay on the same page and end up costing each other the win.
That's how I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, but. As much as Jurassic Express, I would love to see Red Dragon win the tag
You would
titles.
say Red Dragon, Chris?
I think Red Dragon because they're trying to really push the next big
They could
tag team.
They could still tease tension between them and say, "Hey, we got the belts. We're a team, aren't we?"
Mo?
I think that the champions will stay the champions.
So Jurassic Express, you think they're just gonna kind of still bump heads but lose it over each other? That they're gonna lose against Jurassic Express?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Okay, so, and then next up we got for the AEW Women's World Championship, it is
Yes.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on Thunder Rosa.
Yep.
So,
Doug Dimmadome.
not much to say about this one. Basically, with Mercedes Martinez coming back, they reignited the feud with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. And Britt, of course, has been scared of Thunder Rosa because even though it was an unsanctioned match, Thunder Rosa still technically beat Britt last year at that amazing, my personal favorite women's match of last year,
St. Patrick's Day
Slam. At St. Patrick's Day Slam.
which is the next special.
Because we even found out Mercedes was even hired by Britt to take out Thunder Rosa, but then Mercedes wasn't doing the job, so Britt and her group took out Mercedes, and now Mercedes is kind of sort of the ally of Thunder Rosa in this case, and now we're here. So basically, I think Thunder Rosa is going to win this. I feel like Britt's title reign has come up to his expiration date right now.
It's that time. We
It's
need a new champion.
She's it's like really who else is going to take the title off aside from Thunder Rosa? I know people are questioning it because Thunder Rosa pinned Britt Baker in a tag team match they had on Dynamite last Wednesday. So like people are speculating about that, but I'm still going to say Rosa's going to win.
I think it's that time for a transition. I think Rosa's going to take the win.
Yeah, I'm going with Thunder Rosa.
Mo?
I'm going with Thunder Rosa, but not just because it's time. I just think that this would very much work out in everyone's favor, and then Britt can take a break for a little bit, chill, or
chill. I give her some breathing room before she
get into a feud with. There's other people. It just doesn't have to have the title on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then our main event match of the night sees the Hangman, Adam Page, defending his AEW World Championship against Adam Cole.
Baby.
Thank you.
Baby.
I was waiting for somebody to say it. Basically, Adam Cole is now the number one contender, and of course, we already know these guys have a long history together in Bullet Club, ROH, all that good stuff.
BTE,
BTE as well. They have been on this long road. And I think the Hangman promo he did about just burying him 6 feet under with a buckshot was great. I thought it was a great line.
So he's the better Adam.
Yeah.
Yes. And it'll be interesting to see how this goes, because you can have Dark Order interfere during this. You can have whoever's left of the Elite after the tag team match interfere in this.
Either the Elite or even Red Dragon interfere as well.
But I feel like Hangman's going to retain.
He's got to.
It's going to be a great match.
They're gonna.
I think Adam Cole is eventually going to win it, but it's not tonight.
Yeah, I think it's like they're going to deliver. I think that's all we're going to get out of this match. It's going to be a phenomenal match. They're going to give us their all in this match, delivering each other with some of their best moves that we've seen, and even more from there. But yeah, I think I agree. I think Heyman's going to retain. It's not his time just yet to lose it, but it's still it's going to be an amazing, phenomenal match.
Yes.
Next.
So Paige. Mo, do you read Paige?
$3 shots.
$3 shots. He's calling it now. $3 shots.
Shot.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
I'm going with Hangman Page, but I wouldn't be shocked if Cole won.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either, because even if he won, it'd be okay. We'll see where they're going with this.
And that's it. I don't know if there's any gonna be surprise ROH things, any surprise debuts, but it's AEW, so they have to have at least one surprise debut or something like that. So we'll have to wait and see. I guess you'll see our actual reaction set, but I hope you guys enjoy what we saw at AEW Revolution 2022. So enjoy.
See ya.
Here we are. God damn, I only have 35 minutes on this thing. Here we are at the Edition Arena for Revolution. Mo, I was gonna say Mo. I'm sorry.
Do I look like Mo?
I don't know. You don't literally look. You're like a phone negative of Mo. So Nick, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited.
Yo, like you told me this before. This is your first live event in quite a while.
Since the start of the pandemic, yeah.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling 10. I'm
Feeling 10?
Yeah. It's
Oh, this is gonna be freaking awesome.
finally here, ladies and gentlemen. AEW Revolution. Just waiting on my brother. He got in the wrong part of the line. But we are here. We are here. We are here for the revolution. Let's get this started. Let's get this going. Just waiting for the rest of the group to come in. But let's do this.
tried to get some snacks in the middle of a really good match happening. Yeah, not the best idea to leave right now. So, folks, that was you good, Nick?
Mhm.
Okay. So, folks, that was our good old time at AEW Revolution at the UCF. We're not calling it Edition Arena. Yeah, we really all enjoyed ourselves. My brother's not here because my brother is hard at work at 95% he needs to put together all the video footage himself, and Mo put together, and Nick was there, right, Nick?
Sorry, I don't have a nice phone.
Well, I don't have a great phone either. The camera sucks. But anyways, I guess before we get started, just quick overall thoughts. And since we're talking about our time there, probably insert what you thought overall of your experience at the event. So, just quick overall. So, Nick, let's start with you because you haven't been to a live event in a while, or wrestling live event in a while.
Since before the pandemic started, yeah. Let me get the card up so I can remember everything. So we got there. First, you want to talk about how we got in the wrong line, apparently, or the line just wasn't.
You know what? I don't want to hear it anymore because it was stupid. It was stupid.
No,
it
it's fine.
Stupid. It was stupid. We took the right path of getting over there, while Mo and Christopher
cut
ran into traffic because of an accident, and then we got there first. We're like, cool. The line's going. It looks like from when we got there, the line looks like it's going down the left side of the arena. Let's walk that. So I think my prayer put this in the footage. Hopefully, you can see me walking out the footage, showing how long the line is. You guys get there. Oh, we're out front. Well, we're in the actual line. Oh no, we're in line too. What? And then by the time we get around the corner to the front of the arena again, these numbskulls are already near the checkpoint to get into the fucking arena. Because apparently nobody's following the fucking line. Everybody decides to just merge in with the current front of the line.
Look, okay, I'm done. Keep the flow going, or else nobody's gonna get in. So. Okay.
But yeah, we get there. First thing we do is go check out the merch stand. Not a lot of selection, honestly. Just some, event merch, a CM Punk shirt, and a Britt Baker towel.
Yeah, there was Adam Cole and Danhausen.
Yeah, but I guess I'll blame WWE for spoiling me, but I was assuming they would have more than just pay-per-view merch and a couple of wrestlers. I was hoping some guys who were in the event, more guys that were in the event, were going to have shirts. Like I was really hoping. They did
have a Punk versus MJF shirt. They did have that.
It was all right.
That was still event merch stuff. But yeah, during the event, I of course kept up with the show on my phone. Missed the first couple.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was fun. You and me watching.
Missed about the first match. Saw Hersch beat Chris Statlander. It was a good match. Okay. Gotten in during Hook versus Marshall. Hook is over with the crowd for some reason. I don't think he's bad. I just don't see why people think he's a megastar right now.
Nick, I was just asking for your overall thoughts of the event because I don't want to break. I'm not going to fully break down. I just want to go match by match. So
I sat down. Pretty good, up in the rafters, but still good seats. Got to see everything. It was really cool to see wrestling live again. Every match on the card. Well, majority of the matches on the card I enjoyed. The only match I thought was kind of weak was honestly Baker Rosa because there's just way too much interference and made the referee I think it's hilarious in wrestling in terms of kayfabe. You could be an awful referee and face no consequences. You just be awful at your job and not get fired. Yeah. I just find that hilarious.
So Mo, what was your?
But yeah, I had a great time. I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay, Nick, continue talking.
I'll leave. I'm tired. But yeah, I had a great time. Every match was great. To me, the highlights were Punk MGF, especially Wardlow's part. Moxley Danielson and the main event with all the Adam chants. That was hilarious.
Yes.
I had a great time.
Yeah. Mo, how was your time before you were paid $300 drop off a man at Disney?
It wasn't 300 and it was 200, but outside of all that, I will say if you have the opportunity
at least once you should try and get those 3-day combo tickets, because I know that you guys weren't able, didn't end up doing that. I was fortunate enough to get the combo, so I was there for Rampage. My seat didn't change between Rampage and Revolution, so essentially it's like if I'm like, it's just familiar territory at that point. But Saturday, the Fan Fest, that was great because, you know, it's kind of like most of these other promotions where it's like you have your meet and greets with the wrestlers. Some, you know, are kind of more a paid experience, a paid meet and greet. I got to do that with Danhausen and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. But overall, it kind of just helped build even more into the atmosphere of Revolution when the time came. And it was, even though it was long, we all know that the AEW pay-per-views are long because they only do so many of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It was very worth it. I like the fact that it's at the Audition Arena, because I know if it was at Amway, there would have been like probably some really shitty seats and spots. And it's like, I don't know. Also dealing with downtown. Anyone who lives here knows dealing with downtown, especially on the weekend, is just miserable. But atmosphere, matches, I enjoyed all of it. Just conversing with other fans and all this stuff. It was a great time.
Yes. As for me, I liked it. So what was to say? Overall, it was a fun experience. This is my second AEW event I've gone to. The first being when they were here in October for Dynamite and Dark Elevation, technically. I didn't realize how good we got the seats, because I pretty much paid the same amount I paid for my Dynamite tickets, and we got really good seats. You could see like exactly where we were sitting, and it was just, we could see everything. It was really nice. Not even the little jumbotron thing above was in the way. It was like we clearly could see everything. It was amazing, and we weren't like the same level. We were like a level above, and to the left where Sting went through some tables. We were right there and we saw that shit, and that was such an amazing sight to behold, honestly. Our only real, and then we had one of those situations where we had a child near us, and she was one of the best parts about the show. She was the complete opposite of what you're expecting. She was into a lot of the stuff. She had half her face painted in Darby Allin makeup. It was really cool. She was amazing. Her father was there. We were fist bumping. We were high-fiving him at the end of some of the matches. Were great. I think my real criticism me and my brother had, and I think we told you guys this already, was a situation to the seats to our left.
Mm-hmm.
Because to our left was the spotlight for some of the stuff that was happening. And for some reason, they were still selling those seats, even though AEW staff was telling them to move because they needed those spots. And so there was the first couple of matches, there's a lot of confusion and frustration over like people seeing elsewhere where other people were supposed to sit and things like that, mainly because those seats were now being blocked off by AEW staff for some freaking reason.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to God they got their refunds or got better seats or something, because that was real. In my opinion, that was pretty bullshit on that front. If you're not going to use those seats, why sell those seats? Pretty much is what I looked at. I even told my brother, I'm glad I got these specific seats and not the ones a few to our left, because we would have been screwed, honestly. So happy because we would have been really dicked over. And then, like I said, I enjoyed entire night. My only real complaint, like I said, I think was the merch stand was kind of crap. I just wanted a few more other wrestlers to like they were selling Cody merch still, for fuck's sake, man. Like Cody action figures and stuff like that. I'm like,
well, action figures though, like action figures, there's variety, and that's why they also sell the protectors. But when it comes to, and I told you this beforehand, it's like, don't expect the majority of the merchandise is going to be AEW branded. It's not, you're not going to get a lot of the wrestlers. there may be some specific to the pay-per-view, but everything else you pretty much have to just go to shop.
In a way, that kind of makes sense because a lot of the wrestlers have their own t-shirt stores at Pro Wrestling Tees. So it makes, like, we are kind of spoiling WWE, but WWE makes everyone shirts, so they get the money from it. AEW kind of lets their wrestlers operate their own merchandise, mostly.
I know. I get. That's why I said at the beginning. I think WWE just spoiled me on that. I'm just so used to having all those shirts available, and if I wanted to go get one, I can go with my favorite wrestler. And here it was just the shirt pretty much Nick's wearing and a few others, and that's really it for shirt wise. But anyways, let's get into the matches. We're gonna start with the goddamn, I want my shirt. We're gonna start with the Revolution buy-in match, the first one, which was Chris Statlander against Layla Hersch. Now I'm doing recaps I found on BleacherReport.com. This is not my words at all. I'm just doing a quick recap because it has been a few days since we've seen the pay-per-view, so this will probably help get a refresher. So obviously, myself and Nick did not see this live. We were watching on Nick's phone while we were trying to get some merch. My brother and Mo did see it live. So
you assume I saw it live.
Did you see it live or no?
I was in line. I was hungry, so I was in line waiting for food, and the match was going on. By the time I finally got my food, they were already going in.
Okay, never mind. My brother's the only one who saw this match live. He's not here now because he's working on the editing videos. So I'm just gonna recap. So Hersch tried to run at Statlander, but the Galaxy's Raised Alien scooped her up for a slam. She brought Legit down into a headlock, but the grappler was quick to get to her feet. Hersch began to focus on Statlander's elbow to soften her up and spent a long time attacking the arm before Rival was able to mount some offense of her own. She caught Legit coming off the rope and then springboard and locked her in a body scissor. Hersch drilled her with an elbow before they started brawling. Statlander planned her with a blue thunder bomb for a close 2 count. Hersch took her off the apron for her Karana and did some damage to both women. Hersch used a turnbuckle she found under the ring as a weapon for Hayden Moonsault for the win. Now, of course, like we said, me and Nick did see most of the match on our phones, and what we saw was good. I think it's easily said that Statlander, since she first debuted, has gotten better overall, and this is one of those matches that clearly showed that. I think the right person won it in Hersch. Later we'll find out it was even more viable for Hersch winning. But like at this point, I think it was nice that Layla Hersch got like a big win over somebody like a more prominent like member of the AEW Women's Division like Chris Statlander. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
Well, I mentioned earlier that was a good match. Yeah.
Okay. Mo, any thoughts or no? You didn't see the match.
There's no point in asking me.
Okay, so moving on. Let's see what we got. Next up was the most obviously predictable match of the entire night, which was Hook taking on QT Marshall. Now, before this, apparently during the Statlander Hersch match, they accidentally started playing Kenny Omega's entrance theme.
It wasn't accident.
No. I'm talking during the match. I know after Don Callis showed up and was fucking with everybody. I'm talking about during it. Apparently, his entrance played. Apparently,
I didn't notice that. I guess.
Whatever. But I think before this match, Hook versus King, Kenny Omega showed up, and the Kenny Omega didn't show up, which is what we wanted. But instead, Don Callis showed up, and apparently Excalibur had an amazing line of commentary. He's like, Kenny Omega's son of a. It's like something like, bullshit. Like he cut himself off as soon as he saw it was Callis, apparently, and it was great.
I think I started recording. I think I have a video of when I recorded when the crowd started going crazy for because of course Kenny Omega's theme and entrance video started playing, and then everyone starts losing their mind because Callis is coming out. And
when I was standing in line, I think I was still standing in line. You had already left Kristen up. A guy actually came out and said, Kenny Omega's here. And then
I as soon as I saw Kenny Omega's music start, I'm booking it to my fucking seat because luckily the merch stand was just right next to the stairs leading to my seat. I booked that stand again, and then there's Don Callis. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
But he came out just bragging all about like how like KO come back, we back, and Cole's gonna win tonight, and it'll be making a great transitional champion for when Omega comes back.
Which is further hindering Splinter and the Elite.
Okay, so Hook versus QT Marshall. I don't even. Okay. So I don't even need to recap to explain this. So basically, this is the most actual match Hook has had since doing this whole Rampage Hook saga thing. Marshall got a lot of the offense in throughout most of this match, showing, trying to one up him a lot. But ultimately, of course, Hook came back, did as usual, and locked in the Red Rum for the win. Not much to say, guys. It was a good Hook match. I mean, still building up very well. It was his first general opponent. I think I listened to one review is like QT Marshall is like, if you're talking video game wise, he's like the level 1. He's like the area 1 boss of a video game.
He's like Jobber to the Stars.
Jobber to the Stars. He's the Wispy Willows from Kirby, pretty much. That's what he is. He's just there to be a slight inconvenience for you.
Slight inconvenience.
And that's what. And that's what it was overall. I thought it was the match. What it was. You guys
I thought you were gonna say the match was a slight inconvenience to you.
No. But did you guys hear our thoughts? I mean, there's not much to talk about with this match.
No.
Okay, Mo, anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so moving on now, we got the best match of the buy-in by far, which is the House of Black versus Death Triangle and Eric Redbeard. Let me break down this match because this was fucking. How was this on the fucking? So Malachi Black, Burry King, and the building. Okay, so here's Black level puck over and kick as soon as the bell rung, but he got right back to his feet and hit a kick of his own to bring them to a stalemate. Penta Matthews came in to take over. Pem took him down with a Hurricanrana, but Matthews come off from hitting a suicide dive and rolled him up for a 1 count. They have furious exchange of takedowns before both men decided to tag out to the powerhouses on their teams. They collided several times, but neither man would go down. The House of Black went after Death Triangle on the apron, while Redbeard sent King out of the ring with a surprising drop kick. That was a pretty good drop kick. He took out Matthews and Black before running over King at ringside. The House of Black eventually cornered Penta to keep him isolated, but he was able to escape and tag Pac to unleash a tornado of kicks to Matthews. Penta took out Matthews and Black with a big crossbody as he started taking on everyone in House of Black. They went for a few minutes for a match, and of all 3 members, House of Black taking out Redbeard for the win. Basically, ref got distracted long enough for Black to spray the mist into Redbeard's eyes, and then they all 3 took him out for the win. Overall, fucking great match. I mean, easily like an amazing tag team match overall. Like 6 guys who just went and gave it their all. I mean, there's great stuff. It was great seeing Redbeard wrestle again. I haven't seen him wrestle since the Bludgeon Brothers days. That's how fucking long it's been.
I'm talking about live or in general?
In general, it's been since that.
He was at the Brody Memorial Show.
Well, he didn't wrestle.
Did he not wrestle? He showed up. I guess
remember,
he showed up. He didn't wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, but he was amazing in it. Of course, what else can you say about the other men in this match as well? They're fucking phenomenal. And it's obvious they're saving it for when Ray comes back, and then they're going to do the penultimate match between Death Triangle and House of Black, and that's going to be a fucking great match as well. But this match fucking delivered. I mean, it got you really hyped. I can see why they put on pre-show. They got you really hyped for the main show because this guy's everybody's audience juice is flowing. Like they're just so primed and ready for the main stuff, which we're going to get into right now with our first match, our opening match, which is Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. If Kingston wins, he gets a handshake from Jericho, and Jericho admitting he's the better man. So the highlights is made a good match. So in a strong back and forth contest, the demo guy appeared to have heard his point with a code breaker, but Kingston fought back to claim the victory, forcing Jericho to tap out. The former AEW World Champion had vowed to show his respect for his rival if he had won the contest, but refused to shake Kingston's hand after his defeat. Amused, Kingston was left to celebrate in the ring as Jericho left the arena. Now, one thing to note that this didn't bring up is, of course, that this was a lot of it was like Kingston really trying. Like Jericho had him a lot. Like, let's be honest, that opening spot, let's be honest, you guys cringed a bit at that, right? That opening like suplex he did on Jericho, where Jericho landed right on his fucking head.
Yeah.
That one, me and her were like, ooh, damn. Like, but I loved it. This was a really good match. Kingston gave it his all. couple really good near falls, and then of course ultimately Jericho tried to go for the what was it, his for his
Judas effect,
but he hit the exposed turnbuckle. Jericho put out earlier, and like they say, if you set it up, you're going to be taking it. So that's what happened here. He pretty much took it, and then he put on the I apologize if we get this wrong, the stretchered plum, I believe is what it's called. It's a Kingston did it because it's a nod to his favorite brand, Japan, wrestling corp company, which was AJPW. And that's what he did. It was called a stretcher plum. I think even Excalibur said it, and then he won. And what I loved was he was in shock that he won. Like Aubrey, I think it was Aubrey he had to tell him he won. Like legitimately, he had to tell him, yes, you won. Like literally, you won. Like that was great stuff overall. But yeah, did you guys have any thoughts about the match?
It was a good match. Jericho, brought out a lot of moves he doesn't usually use. Like he hit him with 2 code breakers, which I don't know. I don't recall. Like Jericho doesn't really use the code breaker that much in AEW because he tends to rely more on Judas effect. But he was hitting like all his finishers. Like he's using the Judas effect, code breaker, walls of Jericho.
Top rope Hurricanrana.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good too.
Yeah, so it was a good match. It seems like they're going to make Jericho heel again. But I don't know when it's going to come out. But as this recording on Dynamite, Jericho said he's going to shake his hand. We'll see about that.
No, apparently, yeah, they're implying it's going to be a hand, but the graphic says Jericho confronts Kingston, so we'll have to see on that.
He's saying on social media that he's going to shake his hand.
One thing I did forget to promote, I just remember something that happened that was hilarious. I think during one of the buy-in matches, somebody hit there was a security guard sitting there in a chair near the
yeah, I saw
you saw it? You saw it? This guy, so Nick, this guy, I forgot which match it was. They get thrown into that barricade. Man, this security guard just falls on his ass. This falls face first. And then throughout the rest of the night, anytime they get even close to him, he gets up and walks away from the barricade. It's funny. Mo, what'd you think of the Kingston Jericho match?
I mean, I thought it was great overall, just because of the fact that Jericho's still doing he doesn't do it often because of course it's not a special occasion. This was a special occasion in which he's gonna use every one of his signature moves, because it's kind of just like, okay, it kind of like goes back to a nod when he was first making an appearance in AEW, and there's one entrance that he had. I forget which. I think it was one of the pay-per-views where it was like Jericho through the years, so it'd be like a silhouette of himself as the lion tamer, and like from his time in Mexico, and then of course like a silhouette of someone dressed up like him when he was like List of Jericho. And in a way it's kind of like similar to that, where it's just like he's bringing back all these things that he's done over years and just applying it to his wrestling, showing people it's like, hey, I'm still doing this stuff, I'm still here. This is why you love me.
You can also be seen as that he was desperate to beat Kingston, so he brought everything out of his bag.
Definitely. Yeah, just fucking what a way to open your freaking pay-per-view. I mean, such a good match. Speaking of that, we don't stop, as the next match is for the AEW Tag Team Championships, as Jurassic Express defend against O'Reilly and Fish of Red Dragon and the Young Bucks. Congrats for Nick Jackson, apparently getting his luggage back finally from American Airlines. Apparently, according to BT, that's apparently they finally called him back and said, "Oh, we found your stuff in a warehouse. We found your luggage in a warehouse." He's like, "I highly doubt any of my stuff is in there still." Anyways, I'm gonna read the recap, but there's so much that happened in this fucking match. If you haven't seen this match, go watch this match. This match is fucking amazing.
Go watch the pay-per-view.
I mean, yeah, but and the rest of the pay-per-view as well. But okay, so Jungle Boy and Kyle O'Reilly started for their teams. They took their time testing each other before O'Reilly applied a headlock and knocked JB down with a shoulder tackle. O'Reilly countering an arm drag into armbar before he fought in Bobby Fish for a double team combo. A few moments later, Luchasaurus tagged in and started taking out everyone on both opposing teams. The Bucks and Red Dragon avoided a dive from Luchasaurus, but they couldn't get out of the way of Jungle Boy. Wait, avoided a dive from Luchasaurus? Yeah, that's right. Because it was funny because they did the Keanu Reeves and the replacements where they huddle near the ramp to do the spot. Then they move to the right to the other angle, and then he still did the spot. I thought it was freaking hilarious. Let's see. The two challenging teams started working together and took out Luchasaurus at ringside while focusing on Jungle Boy in the ring. Both teams stopped each other from winning, but they continued working together for a bit. Once communication issues began to come up between the two elite tandems, Luchasaurus tagged in and started bulldozing over everyone. Nick Jackson had destroyed himself the dinosaur in his tracks, but he popped up and chokeslammed everyone up a second later. All three teams came close to winning a few times. At one point, Jungle Boy hitting a shooting star press to Orion while he was being held by Luchasaurus. Honestly, that was my favorite spot of the match. When he was literally held him there, and he literally just did a shooting, like, while he was still holding O'Reilly. That was fucking amazing. It was an amazing spot. That's really what Next Sense says. The Finnish Jurassic Express hit the Jurassic Express to score to win and retain the titles. Yeah, this match was fucking amazing. We've said before, we'll say again, AEW has one of the best tag team divisions in all of wrestling at the moment. And this match clearly showed why. Like, you have amazing tag team combination, technical prowess from Red Dragon. You had the amazing spot fest monkey filled amazing talent of the Young Bucks. And then you have Jurassic Express just being the best Jurassic Express you can get. I mean, what else is there to fucking say? Jungle Boy, you can see why Jungle Boy is one of the pillars of AEW. He did great in this match. Same goes for everybody else. They all put in their work, and I forgot how much I missed heel O'Reilly throughout this match. His expressions throughout, him like over exaggerating when he's like arguing with one of the Jacksons about like tagging in or breaking up a pin that Jackson was having on one of the members of Jurassic Express. I mean, dude is fucking amazing in that front. It was just great stuff overall. I mean, that's what I was gonna say. I called them winning. I called Jurassic Express winning, and rightfully so, because it feels like this leans to something further down the road. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, it was a very good tag team match. Like at first, like you see Red Dragon and Young Bucks working together, and of course slowly devolves. They just go at it. Yeah, they're slowly setting up eventually not Undisputed Era versus the Elite down the road. But they'll have to wait until Kenny Omega comes back, which God knows when that'll be.
Yeah, of course. Did you have a favorite spot from the match? I gotta ask that one at least.
Oh man, I don't know.
I know there's a million.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything, but Luchasaurus is also just awesome.
This
He's a big man.
Awesome. Is your favorite part?
Yeah, because that man, he's a giant dinosaur who can freaking fly, man.
Mo, any other thoughts? What'd you think of the match?
I thought that at least half the people in those matches should have been dead, but there's
of course
there's that. The back and forth top rope splashes, especially where you see a wrestler holding another wrestler, and then it's just like it was a choke, right? I think O'Reilly was trying to do a choke, and I believe,
yeah.
So he was essentially doing like kind of a front headlock choke, and then just seeing one of the other wrestlers just, okay, you guys are in a perfect position for me to come down hard on O'Reilly. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And that was just like in the middle of the match too. So it's like the match was even done at that point.
It's amazing how there was only one actual injury that happened tonight, which we'll get into now, which as we're going to be talking about the Face of the Revolution ladder match. Winner, as we found out later, gets a shot at St. Patrick's Day Slam for the TNT Championship. So yeah, we got Cassidy, Wardlow, Lee, Cage, Hobbs, and Starks. Sadly, this is the match where I decided to try to grab something to drink. So I'm watching off the TV
You know
screen
why?
next
You make
concession
pick this
stand.
match.
Look, I had to find, dude, no matter what time I was going, I was gonna be in that. So like, honestly, I'm kind of glad I did it. I'm not saying I didn't miss much, but I did watch the match. But let me get into it because this is another good match. So even Bleach Sports, like, we're just gonna highlight some of the bigger stuff that happened during this match. Orange Cassidy almost won right away when he jumped onto the back to fewer competitors, but he was unable to reach the goal and circle him above the ring. There was the other spot they missed where he was doing the iconic Bubba Ray with the ladder on his head spot where he's not getting everybody out. And then Lee and Lee and Hobbs holding on. No, Lee and Wardlow. It was Lee and Wardlow? Yeah, it was Lee and Wardlow holding on. He gets out and then starts to climb the ladder while it's still on the shoulders of Wardlow and Lee and trying to reach for the ring, which was such an amazing spot. Let me continue. Christian Cage took Powerhouse Hobbs off the ladder for reverse DDT. Keith Lee used Cassie's body as a weapon to take out everyone else before he tried to climb the ladder. Every competitor came close to grabbing the ring during a short sequence in the middle of the match. Hobbs hit Cassie with a superplex from a ladder leaning in the corner, where he starts shot himself through a ladder, took Cage out with a spear. All 6 men ended up sharing 2 ladders, but came down to Hobbs and Wardlow finally on the top of the end. The 3 powerhouses came face to face. Lee picked up Cassie and threw him out of the ring. Now, this is where apparently Cassie got the injury because he kind of got the group of guys kind of missed him and he just landed on the floor. So this is where the injury happened. Like, this is by the time I finally got back to watching with my brother, and like you can tell he wasn't getting up. Like, luckily he got up after a match and walked back to the ring, which is a good sign. But yeah, you can tell he got legit injured. Yeah, he fell down. Wardlow knocked Lee and Hobbs off the stage into a couple of tables while Christian attempted to win the ring. Danhausen came in and cursed Starks before ripping on the ladder. Wardlow jumped up onto one of the ladders and powerbombed Starks onto the other before grabbing a brass ring to claim victory. They missed the part where like they were on the ring near the ring entrance, and they accidentally ripped the ladder apart, and just that was insane too. That was fun. But yeah, this was it was a really solid ladder match. Some great moments, some great spots. Oh my God, Cassidy's okay, but in the end, the right person won, as we'll see later. I think it definitely helped Wardlow's decision in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think of the match?
I mean,
It was yeah. Go ahead.
For a ladder match, for the Face of the Revolution ladder match, it's entertaining. This was nonetheless entertaining, had its moments. I was surprised just as much as the wrestlers when was Hobbs and Wardlow just tore apart the ladder like a chicken bone.
I think that's around the time I came back too.
So them just like tearing it in half and hearing that loud snap, and then it's like, okay, I'm surprised that more like that has not happened in wrestling, but stuff like that, it was great. Especially, there was a lot more big dudes. Like it wasn't even, I wouldn't even, like you have Hobbs, Wardlow, and Lee, but then Christian's like a mid-sized kind of guy. And then it's Cassidy and Starks who are more of the like lightweight flyers. So it's kind of like, it'd be insane if there's ever a Face of the Revolution match where it's just all big dudes.
Yeah. Nick, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a very, very good match. Everyone got a lot of great spots. To me, the highlight was Orange Cassidy's antics, the very creative ways he tried to get up to the ring, and the way he dodged all the big guys. I think ultimately the right guy won, as we'll talk about later. Wardlow, they've done a really good job slowly building him up, because if they had tried pushing him like from the get-go, like WWE has a habit of doing, I don't think the crowd would have reacted to him well.
Mm-hmm.
But since they built him up slowly and had MJF antagonize him, using the heat MJF has to get people behind Wardlow, and Wardlow improving as a competitor, it's like now it's a good time to like push Wardlow as a top babyface.
Yeah, it was a good match overall. Yeah. So next up, we have Trade Cargill defending the TBS Championship against Ty Conti. Ty Conti getting a nice both women getting nice pops for this match overall. Of course, Jade coming out in the Mortal Kombat inspired gear. Not a superhero, JR. She's not a superhero. So I gotta say
You
about
expect
that.
JR to know what Mortal Kombat is?
Yes. So I'm
Yes, you do. You expect him to know that?
Yes.
I would love to. I would probably get more into Mortal Kombat again if it was like JR exclaiming during it. Like, not to replace the toasty guy.
Okay,
but
so
just
the number
Oh
one.
God, he is broken in half. Literally, he's bleeding everywhere.
So the number one thing me and my brother missed was Jay kissing fucking Ty at the beginning because of the angle we were watching at. We thought they were butting heads. We didn't know they were actually fucking kissing. So we were like,
I found out
okay.
later is a reference to who she was portraying. She was dressed as Jade from Mortal Kombat, and her finishing move is a kiss of death.
Yeah.
So that was a reference to that.
So let's see. Cargill gave Conti a kiss to mess with her right as a bell rang. Conti narrowly avoided her finisher, but Cargill managed to maintain control. She mocked the judo practitioner, so Conti took her down with an arm drag, hit some well played kicks in the corner. Conti took out Mark Stern with his senton from the top rope, so Cargill hit Anna Jay with a pump kick to floor her in an instant. AJ hit Cargill with a chair, while Earth wasn't looking, but wasn't enough to keep the champ down. Conti hit the DD tie for a close 2 count. Cargill hit a really good looking frog splash, in my opinion, from the top rope for another near fall. She caught Conti coming off the top rope and hit Jaded to retain her TBS title. I gotta go get my battery charged real quick, so I'm gonna just go quick. It is a short match, nothing much else to say. Just show how amazing Jade was. It was interesting to see how Anna tried to help Ty cheat the win for a couple of times. But like ultimately it was what it was. I mean, makes Jade look strong. I thought she was 30 apparently she's only 29-0. But yeah. I don't blame the crowd for kind of being like deadish during this match because let's be honest, they just saw like 3 really good matches in a row. So like it was a fine match, nothing else to say about it. Did you guys have any thoughts? While I go get a battery pack.
Not really. I didn't think Ty was gonna win, but I was rooting for her. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm just not that into Jade Cargill. I don't see the appeal or the hype. Maybe she'll get better down the road, but right now, no, I'm just not into it. I was really hoping that she'll probably lose the title at Double or Nothing, but we'll see.
I mean, it probably is. I think with wrestlers that have these start off with these winning streaks, it's kind of like the Goldberg thing. I feel like, I think realistically, when Goldberg first came out, people probably weren't like too crazy. It's like, oh, okay, this dude's just like coming in, wrecking people and like winning matches. And then it became more and more of a thing. And as he was winning more and more matches, it was just trying to see how it would go. With this match, though, I was really rooting for Ty to at least get the win here and become champion, because it's like she recently challenged Britt Baker for her title. So it's like she's now challenged both women's champions and lost to both of them. And it's like kind of like it makes so much sense for her to win in a way, because she comes out and she has like her Brazilian representation. She's all like war painted out. And then it's just like, she doesn't come out on top.
If you had like you're saying, like if you have a wrestler lose too much, people start losing believability in them as a someone who can actually win or wanting to get behind them. So yeah, hopefully she rebounds. I don't know. Maybe they just need to introduce a tag team title, which I think they should have introduced a tag team title before introducing another singles title. But give some of the other women, because it feels like I still think the women's division is the weakest division in AEW. I think it's been that way since the beginning. Honestly, it's gotten a little better, but it seems like they don't really know how to book the women, any of the women outside of a title feud. with like these like the main ones. So maybe we can get some more. If we enter a tag team, maybe I'll get more for the other women to do.
Yeah. Sorry, give me 1 sec. I'm looking up. There it goes. Okay, so our next match, which is easily one of the other best matches of the night, is CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. This is one of the more anticipated matches. I even said this is one match I was looking forward to the most, and it delivered. For some people, it didn't exactly fully deliver, but from what I've heard, it delivered. So of course, the biggest thing, of course, is MJF swerved everybody, playing Cult of Personality, but then it was just him doing a shtick. And then I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so let's be honest. Me and Bird took a while to realize it was his Ring of Honor thing, his old Ring of Honor thing. I didn't know it was his Ring of Honor thing. I just theorized it was because it makes so much sense.
Yeah, I knew because I've watched a lot of early Ring of Honor, so I knew it was his theme.
Mo, did you know it was his Ring of Honor thing?
I don't. So I wasn't aware of it simply because I've never really watched Ring of Honor. I've never like had the opportunity much to see it, so I wouldn't have been aware of that. I was thinking it was not Cult of Personality, but he had a Kill Switch Engage song.
Wasn't that
his theme?
That was his first WWE theme. Oh wait, no, This Fire Burns.
Yeah. So I was expecting that, but then it was like, okay, I guess this has some significance, but
well,
the people who know, and that just makes it better because it's like, what, he's gonna come out to Cult of Personality after MJF ruined it? No, he's gonna.
Okay, so of course we're talking about is of course Punk came out to his Ring of Honor entrance and theme, which was Miseria Cantare by AFI. Yes, and you know what? Props to the people who knew in the crowd singing along to it. Yeah, that was really cool hearing that. And apparently, according to Punk in the media scrum after the show, he was so happy. It brought him to tears when he was talking about it. He was so happy, like, to have that interest again, to do all of that. It was so amazing for him. And like, I love too, they even use his old moniker to call him the Second City Saint, which was great. And people knew what that meant too, because he already brought up the Second City thing in one of the earlier MJF promos he had with MJF as well. Amazing. Props to Excalibur, because apparently he just explained it all. Like, JR and Tony did their thing, but he explained it for those who didn't really know. Props to Excalibur, man. It's just another great reason he's amazing on commentary. But let's talk about this match. So as soon as Punk began to pull MJF toward him, put the heel whip the chain to his face. Punk pulled him back into the ring, but missed whipping him with the chain. MJF got on his knees and tried to apologize, but Punk wasn't buying it. He kicked him in the face and stomped on his fingers. The Salt of the Earth trapped Punk's head for a kick in the corner and followed up with a powerbomb for a 2 count. He whipped a straight-edge superstar with a chain as the crowd booed. You could already see welts begin to form from the impact. Yeah, that was pretty dope. It hurt. That looked brutal. It was like on his back, you could just see the chain welts already. He whipped a straight superstar of the chain as the crowd booed. You could already see MJF used the chain to bust Punk wide open and grabbed the mic and taunted him as he stomped him on his face. Punk regained control and called for the GTS. MJF blocked it and locked in the Salt of the Earth armbar. The Second City Saint rolled him over to escape and put him in the Anaconda Vice. He wrapped the chain around his knee and hit MJF with Shining Wizard. He beat on MJF at ringside and threw him into steel steps. They slowed the pace and started making every move count as they sold their blood loss and injuries. MJF grabbed a bag of thumbtacks, which me and my brother, as always, hoping for some Legos, from under the ring and dumped them on the mat. Both men came close to landing on them a few times for MJF superplex and Punk onto him. Kind of like his butt hit it. His butt mainly hit the thumbtacks. It was lower back to his ass that hit the thumbtacks. MJF called for Wardlow, and he this part was amazing. MJF called for Wardlow, and he slowly made his way through. That dude, let's be honest, he didn't make his way through. He strut to the ring. He was supposed to hand the heel his MJF the diamond ring, but it looked like he couldn't find it. Punk hit the GTS. MJF fell into the tax. Wardlow put the ring on the apron. By the way, going, oh, whoopsie, and then he probably reached into his right hand pocket to put the ring on the apron in front of the best in the world. Walked away. Punk leveled MJF one more punch with the ring and got the win. That was the loudest pop I heard tonight, aside from this guy showing up during this. Was pretty much Wardlow signifying his face turn by just putting the ring on the mat and walking away, strutting still, leaving. This match is great from a storytelling standpoint. It was just brutal like it was promised. It was excruciating as predicted. It delivered on all fronts, and it even moved the story forward for, I guess, MJF's next rivalry, which will probably be against Wardlow. What did you guys think of the match?
It was a really, really good match. Very bloody, very violent, as dog collar match should be. It was great to see, Punk going back to his roots, like you mentioned, his entrance. That was awesome to watch. There was a couple times I was like, no, they better not let MJF win. And they did some cool spots, but ultimately, like Wardlow coming out, that was awesome. Like Wardlow's officially now really a star. Thanks.
Yeah, he's strutting.
Yeah, and him putting the ring down, and Punk, like what ties it up is that Punk. You don't necessarily say he needed the ring to win because he already had MJF down. It was just like the cherry on top to hit MJF with the ring and pin him. So that was awesome. Yeah, it was a really good match. Punk did like the belt motion after the match, which indicates he's going for the world title. And we'll talk about implications of that after we talk about the main event.
Yes. So Mo, what'd you think?
I mean, it was so awesome on so many levels, and like this wasn't just this wasn't like CM Punk MJF feud. It was stuff that was culminating from even before CM Punk was even in AEW, with Wardlow and MJF, their thing going on. Like I was enthralled by the whole match, just the back and forth, because it's also like, all right, if MJF wins, like it would be one thing if MJF won the dog collar match on his own. That's one thing. But the fact that, of course, Wardlow gets called out, you're like, come on, no, MJF's done. But this is, I guess it's not MJF's first pay-per-view loss singles match.
Mm-hmm.
He lost John Moxley.
But was that
Jericho.
on a pay-per-view or a
Yes.
special like episode of Dynamite?
Jericho won it at last All Out.
And he also lost John Moxley at.
But it was Full Gear 2020, pretty much. Yeah. But remember, he banned a paradigm shift, but then Moxley, the ref got strike long enough for him to hit the paradigm shift on MJF.
But I still consider that a clean loss because the boo shouldn't have been banned anyways.
But that was anyways. Go on.
Anyway, this is the most deserved loss that MJF has had.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that. I can honestly agree with that. This was one of the first times I realized the difference between a crowd being dead and a crowd being into the match. Just like when they were quiet, they were focused. Like, fuck, man. It's hard to tell when like my only other event I went to was Dynamite, and then before that, the last one I went to was like a SmackDown where it was like, so like it was great seeing this here. Fuck yeah, I'm happy for Wardlow. And like I said, what was great about this being after a ladder match is now you see the confidence in Wardlow now. He knows for a fact he doesn't need Pinnacle at all to get the job done. He proved himself in that ladder match. So that's why, to an extent, he came out in that kind of mood, like, I did it. I didn't need anybody's help. And now I'm gonna go. Now he has a motivation going forward to tell MJF and the Pinnacle to go fuck themselves. So can't wait to see what happens on Dynamite. So let's see. Next up, I feel bad for the women's matches. I swear to God, it's like really good match, and then the women's match comes on. Which was Britt Baker defending against Thunder Rosa for the Women's World Championship. Okay, let's go over this. So Thunder Rosa came out first for her AEW Women's title match against the reigning champion, Britt Baker, who had a brand new title belt around her waist. Quickly, thoughts on the new title belt design?
I honestly didn't notice it until we were long done. I was like looking at the All Elite Wrestling page on Instagram, and I was like, oh, okay, the belt's been redesigned. Okay, that's interesting. I still have yet to really take a closer look at the plates, because usually with a belt there's some significance in the plates and all that stuff. So it'd be interesting to see what they would put down as the representation for the women.
Nick, what
I'm looking at it right now. It looks like it's a standard world title. There's nothing really, like if you took women off it, you think it's just a world title. Nothing really. It's definitely much bigger championship.
Yeah. We like me and my brother noticed because on the freaking like ramp thing, it had a different title design. I'm like, that's not the AEW Women's title. And then we were like looking from so far, like, is that it? No, okay, no, it is it. It's something different. Cool. Yeah, my only criticism, I think I like it. It's bigger. It's bigger. It's bigger. It's bigger. It's bigger. That's my only reason. It's bigger. It's bigger. It's finally bigger. I think it looks roughly the same size as the TBS Championship now. That's for positive. Your positive is that it just looks better. And my only criticism is what Nick said. I think it could have done a bit more on the center plate. It could have been more of a design for the center plate. But overall, I think much better design than the Penny Saver belt. Easily some good stuff there. Okay, so let's see. They locked up and fought for a long time to gain control. They rolled around a few times while releasing the tie-up. Rosa managed to take Baker down a headlock to kickstart a sequence of holds and counters. Dueling chants broke out as it came to go back and forth. Yeah, it was between pretty much Baker and Rosa. The challenger started to gain some momentum before Baker dropped her of a net breaker in the corner. Jimmy Hitter and Rebel helped Champ to get an unfair advantage, distracting a ref and attacking when his back was turned. Rosa hit a German suplex out of order, nowhere to give herself a chance to recover. She began to make a comeback as the crowd rallied behind her. She hit a superplex and picked up Baker for a fireman's carry neck breaker. Rose prevented her opponent from putting her in a lockjaw, but she couldn't keep her down for the pin. She spiked the Champ with Tombstone, but Rebel kept the ref from making the count. Baker hit a stump onto the title belt, but Rosa found a way to kick out. The challenger made her tap to a submission, but the ref was distracted once again. Rosa speared Rebel off the apron and took Hater down with a clothesline. Baker hit the stomp when she got back in the ring to get the pin and retain her title. I thought this was it was the best of the three women's matches we got of the night. I think my only real criticism is that this was some fucking evil and New Japan distraction levels of bullshit is what really got me out of this match. I know it was a good match, but the distractions really took me out of it. Like, it was just so many
made the referee look really bad.
It looked like a fucking idiot. Like, now I would say I was a bit more forgiving later when I found out what they were planning on doing. But regardless, you didn't really need to have this match on the card then.
Yeah,
honestly,
should have just had Britt Baker face Mercedes Martinez then.
Yeah, I ever face Mercedes Martinez in some non-title action. I don't fucking care. But like doing it this way, it just what the fuck? I just wasn't invested. It was still a good match. There were still some great moments. Like I said, that big turnbuckle spot they did when Rosa was trying to get Britt into the lockjaw, I thought was a clever move. But the distractions just fucking took me out of it. I fucking got drained after this. But like I said, we did find out number one contenders match happening tomorrow on Dynamite as it's recording. Then the winner of that goes on the next week to take on Britt in a title match, in a women's title match.
I get they're trying to make,
which is in Rosa's hometown, roughly a year after their unsanctioned match last year. And I believe also on Rosa's birthday as well. I mean, Jesus Christ. You could just had her retain on that night against Britt, you know? But
but still, I get what they were doing. Then if this was their plan, then they shouldn't have done the match at all. They should just had Britt Baker beat somebody else, make a tag team match or something like that.
And then bumped her Statlander to the main card as well. You know, put where the TBS Championship match was and put the TBS Championship for her. You know, still have the at least two women's matches, because I'll give them credit there. They had 3 women's matches tonight at the very least.
No, I would have put the House of Black match on the main card. But it's just having Rosa pinned, especially in that way, that overbooked way, I just didn't like it. And to me, that's what made this match the weakest on the card. And honestly, I don't even know why the point they're having. I get they're trying to make it seem like realistic. Oh, you have a number 1 contenders match, but does anyone think the Thunder Rosa's not going to win tomorrow? It seems like way too obvious.
Okay. I mean, don't be wrong. I like Layla Hirsch getting a spotlight, but it's fucking obvious it's Rosa winning.
It's fucking obvious, yeah.
Mo, did you have any other thoughts on the match?
Just really wasn't into it out of like everything. But I mean, I would have liked more of some kind of extreme kind of match, just to like taper off what they have been going through previously between these two, but to have kind of like a standard match, but not so much standard in the way that it's like 2 people wrestling, standard in the way that Britt Baker comes out with her posse. Thunder has nobody and is just like,
what the fuck was Mercedes? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, what is this like running theme I see in wrestling where faces have no friends? Like the heels all help each other, but no, baby faces, they have no friends. There's apparently loners backstage. Nobody wants to come out and help them.
Yeah.
Except Hangman Page in the Dark Order.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, that's all I feel.
Yeah. Before we continue, I did want to bring up. I think I missed a segment pretty much. I didn't even notice it. So Tony came out to announce a new signee like they did last year at that Revolution. New signee here is like, this young man we just. It's like on the contract it says Swerve.
I know he showed the contract
on the contract. It says Swerve. It's like, Tony, bruh, don't show us this. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like, did you see that when it was done? Like,
no, we didn't see it because me and my brother were looking at each other thinking about who it could be. It was probably most likely Swerve. We're looking at the screen honestly. So like, when I later found out, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? But anyways, yes. Shane, Swerve, Strickland, or just Swerve Strickland, according to the match graphic, to the card graphic. Is all elite now. He had some words, but then the crowd just did his indie thing, you know, the Who's House, Swerve's house. Honestly,
so, I will say this because I'm pretty sure I saw him walking through. Like I was out just like out of my seat, just getting something, and I see this well-dressed guy with someone else, and then 2 older people who are also like, who, you know, I would assume would be his parents. So when I saw him being introduced, I was like, oh shit. Well, you know, he's not just there to watch the show. He's a part of the show. But it's cool.
He's an amazing wrestler. We even found a media scrum that he, like, Tony Khan was generally surprised that WWE let him go. Like, and we're all with him on that because, like, Swerve has everything you need to be a main event talent. And, like, and he's even, now people realize he's also a very good hardcore wrestler as well. On top of all of that.
Yeah, he can be in CZW.
Yeah, he's not just some kind of flippy guy, you know? I mean, and I honestly can't wait for his match at Supercard of Honor, which we found out Tony's going to be head booker of Ring of Honor, so that should be interesting. Anyways, next match, which honestly, I'm kind of split on this. I'll see what you guys think. Of course, it's Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. Of course, Danielson probably getting a definitive answer out of this if he wins or loses, but he has to bleed with him first, which we'll get to in a sec. So they wasted no time.
They bleed.
Oh yes. Oh, and we'll get to that too because we spotted the blade. The blade hand back to the ref. Let's see. Danielson and Moxley wasted no time. They made their entrances and had a quick stand up for the bell rang, and they started struggling for control. They kept things tame at first by going for holds and takedowns instead of just trying to beat each other up. Danielson played some mind games in the corner, so Mox slapped him in the face. The American Dragon kicked him right in the back, and they did some jumping jacks to taunt him, his usual. Mox invited him to take a free shot, so Danielson did. Mox returned himself with two of his own and kicked to the back. They started trading stiff strikes and with Moxley hitting it back elbow. They kept upping the aggression as they continued to fight, but the ref made sure it was all legal by the rules of the match. Danielson climbed to the top rope and missed the diving headbutt. He hit a few running dropkicks in the corner before Moxley took him down with a pair of suplexes. The submission specialist locked him in a guillotine, but the former AEW World Champion was able to power out of it. They brought out a ringside until Moxley was busted open and bleeding like a faucet. He clawed at Danielson's back to make him bleed a bit more. This is what happened. So me and my brother saw, they went outside and they got back, and of course, Moxley was like already crimson masked. And there was a point where it looks like Danielson apparently grabbed the blade. When he got back in, he quickly kind of you can see the handoff he did of Rensburg of the blade. You could see it, like from the angle we were watching, you could see the handoff. But it was like, oh, cool. That's interesting. So let's see. He called Danielson back to make him bleed a bit more. Danielson had flurry elbows to the face before putting Moxley in Dragon Sleeper. Mox escaped and hit several elbow strikes. He locked in the Bulldog choke, but Danielson countered for suplex. He drilled Mox with a running knee for a close 2 count. Moxley refused to give up to the triangle choke and rolled over onto his rival to get the pin and win. Of course, one thing they don't bring up here is, of course, another thing to notice. There was 2 things to notice. One, his Moxley's feet clearly hit the ropes. The other thing is Bryan Danielson's right shoulder was still up, and the ref didn't see it. They started to fight again because of all this chicanery of how Moxley won. They started fighting off again after about, and the ref called for help to break up. William Regal got between them. He slapped both men, got him to shake hands. He pretty much, apparently from what I heard, according to what happened on the feed, he pretty much basically told them to get their shit together and shake hands. For us, we didn't realize when we were talking to each other, like, yeah. And then my brother's like, dude, look, like what? That's when the crowd started rising, and oh my God, it's William Regal. And it was really, we were, oh, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. What were you guys' reaction to seeing Regal?
I thought it was awesome. When he came out, I was like, oh shit, it's William Regal. I am glad to see that he owns the name William Regal, because I thought WWE might own that trademark, but apparently he recently trademarked William Regal and Lord Steve Regal, which is the name he used in WCW.
Yes, because he was a man.
He's a man, a manly man. He's still a manly man. So yeah, well, I'm very intrigued where it's going to lead. Obviously, Dynamite will probably have aired by the time this comes out. I don't know. It's coming out.
According to the media scrum, it was confirmed that he will be having an on-screen, presence as well as a backstage, backstage help as well for training. He's even listed as one. He's even listed on the AEW website as one of the coaches. He's even listed as one of the coaches on the AEW website now. And this was another one. Tony went. Generally surprised WWE released him.
No, to me, this just be speculating. They wanted to get rid of everyone associated with Triple H's NXT. Yeah. I felt they wanted to punish NXT because they didn't beat AEW in the ratings, which to me is petty as hell.
Mo, what were your thoughts about William Regal showing up?
I was very, very happy because it was just like, with him being gone and with how much everyone that worked at NXT appreciated his work, and it's like everyone was heartfelt and kind of heartbroken when he was let go from NXT, and it really just didn't make any sense. But it's just more of like okay, so this place is gonna mess it up for it by letting such a good thing go. And I feel like now that he's here in AEW, the influence and prestige that he brings will just elevate the promotion more.
Yeah.
I will say that found it. I understood the significance even more because, as you guys know, I have Moxley's autobiography, and he talks about his time in
FCW.
FCW.
FCW, yeah, FCW, and talking about how his first feud was with William Regal, and just like how they would just get into describing how they got into this bloody brawl and everything like that. Moxley ended up losing, I believe, but it was just more of like, all right, I'm gonna get him. Talking about how he would just like every time he would get in the ring, he just taunt Regal because Regal was one of the commentators at that time, and it's just like I know about that story now, reading the book, and I'm sure Brian has a similar story if there's anything.
Oh yeah, Brian Danielson was trained by William Regal.
Yeah, that's why.
Directly
That's
trained.
where what I read is that's where
At Shawn
Brian
Michaels
gets
school.
his. Yeah, that's where Brian gets his ring colors. I mean, the colors for his ring gear was inspired by William Regal's. So
Yeah,
oh,
he was
sorry.
trained by Shawn Michaels and William Regal, but mostly by William Regal.
Overall, I thought this was a good match. It was a cool clash of two styles. I didn't think it was as amazing as everybody has been saying it is. I felt like there could have been more between the two.
Really?
I'm not saying it should have been a longer match, but felt like there was just a little bit of something missing. Like that's it, just a little bit. That's not even a
Wow.
big complaint. I feel
I
like there was a little bit
disagree.
of something missing, but I loved their clash of styles. I loved how like Brian was pretty much on his top
Did
of
you
his game.
just say that you love their clash of styles?
Yeah, I said that.
That specific phrase, clash of styles.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think that was really well done. I love how Moxley was just we knew Brian was the better wrestler in terms of this match, but you knew Moxley was always gonna like find a way to win, and it came out longer. I felt like that's all my only complaint is like I felt like there should have been just not lengthwise, but like just a little bit more of something else. I can't put my finger on it, but
They
like
beat the hell out of each other.
when we get to like what our favorite matches were, this is easily another one of my favorite matches. But what did you guys think?
I 100% disagree that this was a fantastic match and was probably the match of the night, honestly. And I think it was an early match of the year contender, honestly. It's two of my favorite guys going at it. Thought it was awesome. We'll see how. I'm really just seeing where this goes. This is going to be like a a super alliance between Danielson, Moxley, and Regal. Who are they going to recruit? I'm very intrigued by this.
Yes, it's gonna be so interesting, and who knows? Maybe a guy from Switzerland will show up sometime down the road. So next up. Did you have anybody have any thoughts about the match? Well, not anything. No, just doing it.
No.
Okay. No. Okay. So keep doing it. Okay, so next up we got because we needed more tag team matches in our tag team matches. We got a Tornado Trios match between the A.H.F.O, which was hard. Let's be honest, it was the entire A.H.F.O showed up during this match.
Isn't that the thing where I was like, do faces not think about this?
But let's be honest. Well, I'm gonna spoil it. Yeah, the faces won, but like I get what you mean. Against TNT champion Sammy Guevarra, Darby Allin, and Sting.
The man called Sting.
Yes. So our opening Darby Allin usual pay-per-view short film was them at the funeral for their opponents, only for a car to fly in out of nowhere and destroy a trailer park.
I need to know how they did that.
And for Sting to show up with a fucking flamethrower and fucking torch the fucking funeral the funeral ceremony. Like, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Why not?
That's why.
But yeah, this was a fucking. I'm not even gonna look at my notes for this one. This was a fun match. Let's be honest. What part do you want to talk about? The part where Jose got murdered via trash can. The part where Isaiah Cass and Sammy Guevara nearly got murdered doing a Spanish fly off the ring set.
Video.
The set design, or the most hellacious spot of the night, which was Sting jumping through tables through Andrade. We're ignoring for a fact he's over 60 years old.
I can't say I'm all about that spot simply because I didn't get to see it properly.
Oh, that's why I said before we were just like, it was like to our left, one level below us for me and my brother, so we got to see it like, oh goddamn, he went to that fucking. My
spot is like, if you looked at where Sting did it, he's on, say, the first floor. I'm on the second floor above that, and all I see are the cameras, spotlight in that general area. I see that tables are being set up, and it's like I have to just hear everyone in the cone around the arena, except for my spot, who could look at it. I mean, of course, I could look at the monitor up top, but it's like it sucks because I couldn't look just straight down and watch the magic happen. So the match ended when Matt was dragging on Darby back to the ring. He tried to go for his signature stuff with the chair, but of course Darby countered and hit a botched coffin drop. Yeah, from my angle, that was fucking off by a mile.
Yeah, people were debating like whose fault that was.
I'm going to say it was Matt's. I don't think he was in the proper position. He was only off by a bit. That's what I'm thinking. It's Matt. He was off by a bit and didn't realize like he was just still a bit off from taking the coffin drop. But anyways, coffin drop. Darby's team gets the win. Shake a hands afterwards between Darby and Sammy, and yeah, Sting's a crazy 6-year-old grandpa who jumps off through tables. Match was fun. It was a great way to like ease us off of like with a more tension-filled like Moxley Danielson match. It was a nice way to still keep the crowd going leading into the main event match, which we'll get to, which is go to in a sec because I wanted you to get your guys' thoughts. That was a nice transition to that. So what did you guys think of the Tornado Trios?
It was a fun match. I had some cool spots. I guess in AEW, tornado tag just automatically also means no disqualification because the entire Andrade Hardy family office interfered, which made it into a 6-on-3 handicap match. I guess 7 if you count Andrade's manager. But still, the good guys came out in the win. Had some cool spots through two table spots. We'll see if this leads to Hardy possibly being ousted by Andrade and a certain other Hardy showing up to help him out.
I don't know who we're talking about.
Yeah,
Matt Hardy's.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
What the hell?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
There's a lot wrong with me.
Absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Mo, any other thoughts about the match?
No, I mean it's other than of course the tables, the Spanish fly, all that other stuff. There was one point where Andrade threw, I feel like it was Darby, just threw him straight over the barricade into the crowd. Like manhandled him. It was I don't know. There was it was insane. Sorry. I'm trying to recollect. Again, it's been a couple days since all of this has happened, and also lack of sleep.
Yeah, of course. It's been even we're doing this days later, and we're still exhausted, and that's not even just personal and work stuff in general. Sorry, I lost the recap stuff. So our next match, our main event of the evening, folks, was for the AEW World Championship. As it's the Battle of the Atoms. We're going to get to that in a sec. as Hangman Adam Page defended against Adam Cole. Nick, do you think? Adam Cole, yes. So Adam Cole came out in Spartan 117 gear because, of course, Chugs is, of course, a big Halo fan with Breezy. For those who get that, thank you. For those who didn't, I don't know what to tell you.
I wasn't sure at first if it was Halo gear, but it's like it made sense. That's the only thing that made sense to me. But it would have been cool if he had a like a blaster also.
Okay.
Or if his arm was like a cannon and he's just like, boom.
Let me ask you guys this. Did Cole legit miss the fact that the Hurricane was on the other side?
I don't know.
Because he came out and he did the whole thing, but on the wrong side of the ring for the hard cam.
I don't know. He's probably doing it.
Does it really matter?
No, it doesn't
really matter.
It's kind of weird. It was like the only other thing I was like questioning tonight. Well, during that match. Then of course Hangman Page came out. I didn't notice this till later, but he was wearing a really nice like LGBT inspired Hangman jacket on, cowboy jacket on, which was a really nice touch. And yeah, let's get into the recap stuff because I am not gonna remember all of this off the top of my head. Let's see. Come on. There. Oh, nope, that's not it. There we go. The battle. Okay. Sorry. Before I get started, quick favorite Adam chant that happened during this match. Go.
Oh man, the first one was really funny because you saw both Cole and Page going, "Really? Let's go, Adam."
I love that we're at. You can see Adam Page go. Yeah, they're chanting for me. So, what was your favorite, Nick?
That was funny. It's like they just got more and more ridiculous to the point where we're getting like one more Adam. No, I know what my favorite one was when Red Dragon came out later to interfere and everyone said, "You're not Adam."
Clap.
You're not Adam. But yeah, there was a lot of funny ones like "Fight for Adam," and it was hilarious.
Honestly, there was a lot of good ones. Personal favorite. When Red Dragon comes out, "You're not Adam."
Yeah, that one.
You're not Adam. That one I like. That was my personal favorite. Mo, what was your favorite Adam chant?
The Fight for Adam.
Fight for Adam.
Adam. Clap. Fight for Adam. Honestly, if that's what the crowd
Adam.
got,
Adam sucks.
if that's what the crowd had to do to get themselves awake for this main event match, because it was 5 hours 4.5 hours by this point, I was all for it. Me and my brother loved it. It was just chef's kiss. It was a nice cherry on top for the entire night.
It was. I'm curious how commentary react to it.
Yeah. Hangman back Cole to the ropes and made a relatively clean break. He controlled the pace for a couple minutes to keep the challenger on defense. He threw Cole into the barricade a few times and hit a brain boot to the face. Cole ducked a clothesline so Hangman would hit the post, and then he sent Page into the steps. Cole kept the pace slow as he tried to punish the champion. Page hit a few chops before Cole picked him up for a spinning powerbomb that almost ended in disaster. Cole talked some trash for Page, caught him with a kick. He powerbombed Cole onto the apron and hit a huge moonsault all the way to the floor. Cole caught the champ with a super kick when he went for another moonsault, but he only got a 2 count. Page hit Deadeye, but only scored a near fall. He also hit a tombstone, but still couldn't get the pin. The crowd chanted "Fight for Adam" as Cole began to set for his finisher. It says "Fight Forever," but let's be honest, they were saying "Fight for Adam." Page cut him off and climbed to the top rope for him to hit a backflip fall away slam for another close 2 count. Official O'Reilly came down, "You're not Adam," to offer their support as Cole hit the Panama Sunrise on the floor. Cole hit a low blow and another Panama Sunrise followed by a running knee to the head for a near fall. Fish and O'Reilly set up a table next to the ring, but it was Cole who ended up going through it. That's where Page reversed it into a Deadeye through the table. Dark Order ran down. Now, to be fair, I honestly for a split second thought the Reynolds was Nick Jackson for a sec. For a quick, it was Matt Jackson for a quick sec. Or I was like, no, that's Reynolds. I'm like, oh, never mind. But it does interesting something for this part because right now, check on Page ended up fighting with Red Dragon. Now, what happened was, if you guys noticed, Reynolds got pushed. Page acted out of nowhere and pushed Reynolds, which they collided with Red Dragon, and then they started brawling. On BTE, he went to go apologize, but Reynolds was having none of it. And during the end part, they were, for some reason, I guess a stagehand was handing the Bucks back, I guess, one of their jackets, but it was actually Hangman's rainbow jacket for the match. Because Cole was pissed at the Bucks for not being there in his corner, and it was Red Dragon instead. Okay, so let me finish up this match. Check on Page, ended up fighting with Red Dragon. Hangman hit the buckshot layer, but Cole grabbed the bottom rope to break the pin. Page unloaded on Cole super kicks after tying his hand to the rope. The challenger freed himself, but ran into another kick. He had Cole's own running knee before nailing the buckshot lariat for the win. They also ignore the fact that since joining AEW, Page is the first one to kick out of the boom. He got a very close near fall for that one. Yeah, this was honestly a solid main event match. Some great stuff from both guys. Some great stuff outside the ring with Red Dragon and Dark Order. Some great spots overall, like all the counters, all the amazing. I feel like one too many Panama Stars will be my only nitpick of this match, but like I really did enjoy this match overall. It was solid stuff, and it's leading into amazing stuff down the road because you definitely could see like even he did shake his hand at the end of the match as well, a down call at the end of the match and shake his hand. But even after his promo was like he's going to do anything to keep his title. But I thought it was a really good solid main event match. What do you guys think?
Oh, it was a good main event. Since this was Orlando, which was the NXT country, the crowd was very pro Adam Cole to the point where Hangman was actually getting booed a couple times, especially when he tied up Cole with the belt, which was a callback to what Cole and Red Dragon did to him. Which is interesting because after the show went off the air, for people who just watched pay-per-view, he actually addressed the crowd and said he had to go to a dark place to keep the title, and he would do anything to keep this title, which, I don't know, may have been a hint to something coming up with Hangman. We'll see. But, yeah, I thought it was a great main event. I think the right guy won. We'll see who his next opponent is. It may be CM Punk. That may be the main event, Double or Nothing. We'll have to see.
Mo, what did you think of the match?
I thought it was a solid championship match. There wasn't really, with everything that was going on that day, there was a lot. And I know that some people were expecting maybe a surprise appearance by someone else. There had been so much stuff going on that night. So it was good to have just a solid championship match. It was nice. Afterwards, you see Adam shake Adam's lift his unconscious body up just enough to have him shake his hand. That's a good Adam move.
Yeah, Adam did well. So did Adam.
Adam did very well.
Yes. So overall, great time and match-wise, favorite matches and stuff. So I'm going to give this. Okay, so personally being there, I would give this an A+. But overall, looking at the match card, what we got, everything in the count, I'm going to give it a solid A. I think this was a fucking Impact. How is WWE the one fucking up? I just, Impact did great in January, and now fucking AEW comes in a couple months later to go, hold my beer, and does great as well. I thought this entire show was fun, entertaining. The live, for me personally, the live experience was the additional cherry on top for me. My favorite match of the night. Let's see. My favorite match tonight were the tag team match, MJF Punk. You know what? Surprising enough, Kingston Jericho. I thought that was really well done. I think all the matches delivered. I don't think there was necessarily a bad match. My only criticism and why it doesn't get actual A+ for me, is because I thought the women's title match was too, as I would put it, evil in New Japan for me. It was too much interference in it that kept drawing me out of the whole experience for that match overall. And then also Rosa losing during that match didn't help as well. Even though, of course, she's finally going to win probably at St. Patrick's Day Slam. But what'd you guys think?
I would also give it a solid A, just because honestly the ending to the Rosa Baker kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. But being there was cool. I enjoyed the majority of the show. So yeah, I'm going to give it a solid A.
Okay, Mo.
It very much deserves an A. Um, I mean, I've spent way too much there.
Hey, but you got $100 of it back by being a really nice person afterwards.
Oh, so I
Let's
guess
explain
just
that. Let's explain that story. How you helped out an AEW fan get back to his hotel over in the Disney area.
so after all of us were done with this show, of course, we've been there at least a total of 6 hours. Uh, we're all conversing and talking about how we feel about the show with other friends, and this guy comes up to us, and he looks like he very much is in desperate need of help, and asks us if anyone drove here. And I am like one of the first to respond. And it's like, yeah, I drove here. Why? And not really knowing what to expect. It's just like, I need a huge favor from you. And so I was just like, sure, whatever. What's the favor? It's like, I need you to drive me to my hotel. I I thought like there's plenty of hotels kind of over near the arena, not too far away, so it's not a big deal. But then I asked him like, where's this hotel? And it's like Disney. And that's how I know he's not from here. One of the first things I told him is like, don't worry about it. I got your back. I'll give you a ride.
Okay, so now for those who don't live in Florida, the addition, we call it UCF Arena, but the addition arena is at the University of Central Florida, and Disney World is roughly like 45 minutes away from UCF.
45 minutes, assuming you, I want to say like don't hit traffic and take the toll road.
Yeah, it's down Kissimmee.
Yeah, so like that's why like
anybody who isn't from Orlando, don't come to Orlando assuming Disney is Orlando and try and go other places. There's a reason why Disney is its own kind of self-sustaining
This
place.
is why when I have friends online who said they've been to Orlando, I'm like, did you go to Orlando tourist Disney or actual Orlando? Because there is a difference, you know. But continue your story, Mo.
So yeah, he tells me his hotel's out by Disney. I'm not gonna elaborate what hotel, but it was a hotel on Disney property. Mm-hmm. So it's like, fortunately, I was taking off work already for the next day because I knew that the pay-per-view was gonna run long. So I'm just like, sure, I'll help you out. We head out over there. When he's talking about all this, he says he has money, he's willing to pay. I was just like, you know what? The last thing someone needs to, especially if they're not from here and they just witnessed like a really awesome pay-per-view, the last thing that they need is for someone to, for something like not being able to get a ride because it's a Sunday and you're out like far out from somewhere where most drivers probably won't come by, to kind of just be stranded. So at least got him to his place. He had to go back home the next day. So it's like, it's better than this that he didn't miss his flight as well.
So Mo, being an overall person, gets an A+ from us, right, Nick?
That
Nick,
yeah,
Mo,
I misheard. I didn't hear your last sentence.
Mo overall gets an A+ for what he did, right, Nick?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So overall, also
good guy, Mo.
Were you
Till
doing
my
your
hill
grade?
turn.
Nick, were you doing your grade?
I said solid A.
You said all that. Did you say your 3 favorite matches?
3 favorite matches. Hold on, let me get the card back up.
I know this. Unless I have to choose a more. Give me a blindfold and dartboard. There, they're my 3.
So yeah, definitely Moxley, Bryan, Punk, MJF, and the main event for the Adam Chance.
Oh, fucking Am Chance made that escalate that match. Mo, grade matches. What do you think?
I mean, it's an A for me. It's an A for me, dog. But dog collar, you got the. Let's see. I'm trying to decide between. Let's go with the tag team championship match, and then, I mean, the world championship match, that was good, but I don't think it could top the triple threat, the trios essentially hardcore match. I feel like that those three were great.
Okay, there you have it. A solid A from us. Good job, AEW. Don't fuck it up in Vegas. So other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about some good old-fashioned pro wrestling, hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well. Let us know what you thought of AEW Revolution 2022. If you haven't let the IWC know already. What were some of your favorite matches? What were some favorite standout moments? Were you there live? Did you get to see this stuff? What was your experience there if you were there live? Let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you thought of our reaction overall. But most importantly, we all thank you for watching. Now, where can they find you guys somewhere on the internet?
Yes, Mo, where can they find you on the interwebs?
I mean, you just look up Afro No Bro. You'll find me. I mean, if you happen to be following my Instagram, I did post quite a few shots from my time during FanFest, and I'll probably be posting some more photos of just from what I had from Revolution and Rampage. But there's that. There's also Spotify if it's not still down at the time of this video, whenever it comes out. You can look up Afro Mobro on Spotify, and I have some beats that I have made that I put out there. But yeah, Nick, what you do stuff, right?
I dabble. You can read my monthly wrestling article, Spandex and Suplexes, a wrestling review, every month on 40geekscene.com. Also, be sure to check out the spin-off series, Spandex and Suplexes, the interview series on 40 Geek Scene's YouTube channel. Also, be sure to check out my official website, nicholasslade.com, which I really need to get back to updating.
Speaking of updates, folks, if you haven't yet seen already, well, hopefully it'll be up by the time this video comes out. Make sure to check our update on SRB video as well. We do have news regarding our current future slates, as well as our future stuff for 123 Wrestling, as well as upcoming stuff for SRB Gaming Live, which should be coming out, more stuff coming up around the corner. The big update, big update video you guys should check out just to see our status and why it's going to be a little bit weird on video releases over the next month or so. But of course, on the next exciting episode, should I say stupendous episode of 123 Wrestling here on SRB TV, we are going to the most currently hated state in current affairs, Texas, as we have to watch 2 nights of WWE scrambling to put together was sure to be a weirdly entertaining. They put both their women's title matches on the first night. The fuck? Yeah. We're gonna take a look, of course, at WWE's WrestleMania 38 live from Dallas, Texas. We're not going to be Dallas, Texas this time. We're not going to fucking bother. First off, it's 2 nights, and we're not guaranteed to have a good time. But if you guys want to check out any of our other reactions to wrestling stuff, of course, our previous reaction was for WWE Elimination Chamber. We survived that, fortunately, as well as taking a look at our other favorite pay-per-view of the year so far, Impact's Hard to Kill 2022. Ain't that right, Nick?
Yeah.
Because we got Rebellion right around the corner. But until next time, though, I'm Kristen.
I'm Nick Slade.
I'm Mo Brothers.
And this has been a very regal, all elite filled episode of 123 Wrestling. See you later. I don't think that's how I usually do it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
As well as one of our other SRB shows.
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
You can find us on Twitter and Stardust,
at Super React Bros.
as well as on Facebook.
At Super Reaction Bros.